we can start discussing about it now. So if anybody who have any suggestion can come on with that. So thank you, and we are starting. So we're going to look at 3 project management methodologies. We are going to look at Agile project management methodology, and we are going to equally look at waterfall methodology, and we'll look at Prince2 methodology. But we are going to lay more emphasis on Agile project management because there is a massive migration from other project management methodology to Agile. Most companies they've been into this transition for a while now. So, but so many of them are still using waterfall. So because of the demand for Agile project management, that's why I'm starting with it. And we're going to use it in our projects. When we come to software development in our second project, we'll start using Agile. But like the other one, waterfall, well, that's what we're using at the moment. So let's get this down. Let's look at the just general overview of Agile approach. You can call it methodology, you can equally call it approach. Some company will just say Agile approach or Agile methodology. It means it's the same thing. So Agile project management methodologies are iterative approaches to project management that prioritize flexibility, collaboration, and responsive to change. These methodologies promote incremental delivery of project deliverables, frequent stakeholder feedback, and adaptive planning to accommodate evolving requirements and prioritize throughout the project life cycle. So this diagram is the clear example of how this methodology works. It works in a framework, and the most popular framework is called Scrum. And within that Scrum, there's a time frame called sprint. So that is how this Agile work. So in Agile approach, requirement is called backlogs. Like in normal setting, what we call project requirements or project requirement documents. In Agile project management, we call it product backlog. So when you hear product backlog, we're talking about requirements, technical requirements. In waterfall, they can call it technical requirements. But in Agile have unique names. They have unique names in everything they do. They just want to use their unique name to differentiate themselves from every other project management. That's why you see everything in Agile, like you see sprint. You can't hear such names in other project management environment. And it's important you start understanding these names. Start cramming them. You have to cram them first, then understand how they work. It's very, very important. For you to be an Agile evangelist, you must understand all these terminologies. So looking at the diagram, the life cycle or the process starts from this backlog. The product owner is the person that owns this backlog. The product owner collect requirements, that is this backlog, from the stakeholders, from customers, and then prioritize them in this form. And after prioritizing them in this form, then he the product owner and the scrum master invite every other team members, we call them development team, for a meeting where they are going to plan the work. First, before planning the work, they have to do what we call refinement. They make sure that they refine these product backlogs. And from the refined product backlog, they select some work item called product backlog item into this sprint planning. Sprint is a period of time it's going to take for the team to deliver the work. So it's a duration. And after selecting items, they plan the sprint. All the work items they plan within the sprint, they move them into what we call sprint backlog. This is no longer product backlog, it's now sprint backlog. As you can see, they are now sprint backlog. And from the sprint backlog, the development team, these are the team that are going to convert these requirements into tangible softwares or features in an application. So all these applications we use, this is how most of them are being developed. And within that period of time called sprint, mostly a period of 1 week to 4 weeks, the team have to work to deliver an increment. An increment means that at the end of every project, there must be a value delivered to the stakeholders. So, and it continue and it doesn't stop. So within the period of time called sprint, it can be 2 weeks, it can be 3 weeks, can be 4 weeks, it can be 1 week, but it cannot be less than 1 week, and it cannot be more than 1 month. Within this period, the team will be having regular meeting every day. And this meeting they are having every day is called daily scrum. Daily scrum is just 15 minutes meeting where the whole project team will come together every day to talk about what they've done the previous day, what they are going to do that day, and challenges they are having. Within that the time they talk about the challenges, that is the time the Scrum Master collects all the project risk and mitigates on the project risk and resolve every challenges. So the duty of the Scrum Master is to mitigate risk, solve all the problems, and then some of the team members who do not have good knowledge of Agile, the Scrum Master have to teach them. Because you see these developers, so many developers, they don't know much about project management. They are just, so many of them are just fresh graduates who just finished coding, or some of them can just be high school leavers who are very smart and become programmers. So many of them do not have good knowledge of project management. So if you are the Scrum Master, it's your duty to teach them, coach them on how to work within the Agile. And the Scrum Master is the project manager. But in Scrum or in Agile, we don't call it project manager, because in Agile, there is no project manager. It is called Scrum Master. That is the name. You might encounter such questions if you plan to write Scrum Master certification or Product Owner certification. They want to understand, they ask you the difference between the product, the Scrum Master and the Project Manager. So both of them are the same, but the difference is that they are in different environments who have different names, you know. And Agile believe that the project manager, which they don't want to call project manager, they call it Scrum Master, is a servant leader. Unlike in the other waterfall where they feel that the project manager is too bossy. So they want to make sure that whoever leads a team should be humble and lead by example. So that is, and at the end of the sprint, when the team delivers the increment, they have to take this increment to the stakeholders where they do what we call sprint review. The review is to show what they've done. For testing, it can be called UAT testing, user acceptance testing, where they will bring in a user to test whatever they've done. And after then, there is another meeting. On that particular day, they have this sprint review. And that meeting is what we call sprint retrospective. Sprint retrospective is when the team comes together for another inspection and adoption. So what they do is they have another meeting to resolve all their issues, tidy their house, and then everybody will talk about all their challenges. If there is any pending challenges or conflict that are not yet resolved, it's time for the team to resolve it. And if anybody is having grievances or not happy, this is time for everybody to pour out whatever is bothering them within the project, and the team will reconcile, make sure that everybody is happy, make sure that everything that is bothering everybody within this sprint retrospective, it must be resolved so that the house will be in order before they go back here and start another sprint planning. So it's a cycle, and this cycle continues on and on and on and on till the organization don't have any more work to do. So it is a continuous process. So why is this agile project management is so important these days? Based on case studies, so many companies that have used agile tend to perform better than companies that are not using agile. And because of that, it becomes so popular that every company wants to, introduce agile to their organization so that they can be successful, because you see it continues to bring increment. Increment is value. Continue to bring in value. So as we are progressing in business analysis, that is when we are going to start breaking this product backlog down. For you to understand this product backlog, we have Epic, we have user stories, we have acceptance criteria. These are the time we have to look at all this. So I think I've shared some documents. No. So, but this is the time you have to understand all this. Okay. Let me give us, let's just see a sample of how a product backlog looks like. And I'll open this document here. Yeah. Okay. This is a product backlog. This is how a product backlog looks like. Requirement. These are all the requirements. This is Dynamics 365 ERP Business Central product backlog. So in this product backlog, you see we have Epic. These are technical requirements. This is for Business Central. So, and this is Epic. This is feature. This is user stories. This is acceptance criteria, and this is how it looks like. But we are not doing this now because we plan to treat this within business analysis, because it's the duty of the business analyst and product owner to create this product backlog. And so at the end of the day, if we have created a very good product backlog, this is how it's going to look like. Okay, it's a bit hanging, but this is a product backlog. This is how a product backlog looks like. We are going to have a copy of this. This is a template which I'm going to share with you guys when we get there. So let's get back to our document, our lesson notes. So this is how the product backlog looks like. So when we get there, so some of the companies that have used Agile project management to demonstrate business success, we have Apple. All of us know Apple Corporation. Apple, I think for now, Apple is #1 when it comes to mobile phone. So what happened is that before Apple started, we have a company called Nokia. Nokia uses waterfall approach in their product management, product development. Everything they use is waterfall. But when Apple comes in, Apple changed and started using Agile approach. How do they do that? Agile approach will incorporate customers in their management of their products. They have to understand what the customer need. In Agile approach, you must understand the customer's need. What is their need? And everything you do is customer first. So when the customer taste changes, you change your product. So you don't give customers what the customers don't want. Everything you do, you must consult the customer. So customers, they are the king. And that is what Apple is using. So what Apple uses is that Apple will develop, Apple started with iPhone 1. And after the iPhone 1, they encourage customers to give review to understand what the customer need. And when the customer review the product and tell them what they need, they will produce the second version. And that second version will come exactly based on the customer's need. And with that, customers become very happy. So then customer started telling them what they need. We want this feature, we want, and continue like that. And you see the progress they've made. And so many other companies followed. Like when Facebook started, they started with the same approach. And you see Facebook today have gone so far. So when other companies like Nokia started realizing what is happening, is too late. Apple has taken over the market. What Nokia does that. Nokia doesn't consult the customers. They don't take reviews. All they do is that they produce one Nokia because they feel that monopoly. Today, monopoly is gone. The customers dictate the market trend. And that is what is happening in technology. And that is why everybody is running towards Agile. Because Agile will give you opportunity to capture requirements via customer feedback. So let's make progress. So what are the key principles of Agile methodologies? And number one is iterative approach. Iterative approach means that Agile divides project into small, manageable iteration or increment known as sprint or iteration, typically ranging from 1 to 4 weeks. Like I said, this sprint is a period of time for the team to deliver a value to the organization. They manage and deliver something. It must be from 1 to 4 weeks. That is the guide, what the sprint or the Scrum guide say. You must have to follow Scrum guide. If it's become more than 1 month, then what you are doing, you are no longer practicing Agile approach or Scrum. So each iteration results in a potential shippable product increment, allowing stakeholders to provide feedback early and often. So the stakeholders here comprises of customers. When we talk about stakeholders, I want us to know that stakeholders are not only the product sponsor, the project sponsor. Because when we talk about stakeholders, so many of us will think of when we are managing a project or when we are delivering a product. Stakeholders are not only project sponsors. Customers are stakeholders as well. If you remember, stakeholders are people that have got vested interest in one way or the other in a product. And you can see, like most of the product I develop, I try as much as I can to carry the stakeholders, the customers, in the early stage of the product. I carry them along. I ask them questions. I try to understand their current challenges so that by the time we are bringing their product, you make sure that that product is solving a need for your customers or whoever is using your product. You must identify their pain within the environment. Okay, let me use this boot camp. This boot camp is a product, and all my boot camp courses, I develop them. I don't use markets, what other companies are doing or what universities are doing or what colleges. I develop a course that will solve a problem. I'll try to understand the problem, and by the time you deliver, you make sure it's solving a problem. Most of us are graduates, but we don't have experience. And you find out that most companies are looking for experienced people. How do you get experience without having opportunity? It becomes a problem in the market. And that's why we have internship or work experience for everybody to help you solve that problem. And again, most of the courses we are doing these days are becoming obsolete. This is not what the companies are looking for. You are going to the university not only to get knowledge. Our major aim of going to university is to break a poverty within our life by getting a job. That is number one, not just to get knowledge. Because the knowledge we have from primary school to secondary school is enough. So many of us can read and write with that knowledge. So the knowledge we are looking for from university is a professional knowledge that will help you to start a career. And if they are giving you obsolete knowledge that the market is no longer requiring, it means that it's not a good product. And this is what so many universities are still doing today. What they are, so many universities are still within the waterfall environment. Waterfall environment is that they don't even want to understand what the students want. They do not even understand what the market wants. They just teach you what they feel that you should know. But at the end of the day, that thing they are teaching you is causing problem in our society. Unemployment everywhere. And they've not even realized that. So that is how Agile works. So that is in the context of stakeholders providing feedback here. Stakeholders must provide feedback. You must understand how, even as this is happening, I always want to understand how the market, how the students are doing in the market, to know what to add, how to configure, how to tailor this product called Bootcamp to make sure that it's hitting the nail at the head, you know, so that when somebody goes out, the person will, you know, be employed. That's the main purpose. So that is what Agile is trying to do. You must listen to customers, understand what they need. Their pain is the main thing you are trying, the problem you are trying to solve. And once you keep on removing pain from people, people will continue to look for your product. People will continue to be happy with you. But when the person pays and they are not getting value for money, they are not going to come back. They are not going to be happy with you. And the company is going to collapse. And that's how Nokia collapsed. Okay. Another principle is collaborative teamwork. Agile methodologies emphasize collaboration and communication among cross-functional teams. In Agile, we have different people working together, and they must collaborate very well in order to produce results. If there is no collaboration, there is no cooperation. These are different people. We have Scrum Master, which is a project manager. We have product owner. We have developers. Within the developers, we have designers. We have graphic designers. We have programmers. We have business analysts. All these are different people. But there must be a good collaboration for this and good communication for this, what we call cross-functional team to work together. These are include, like I said, Scrum Master, developers, designers. These are what we call cross-functional team. There must be good collaboration. And you see that before we start anything we do, I have to start from building a collaborative platform. We have to start, most cases, we have to set up our WhatsApp group. We start collaborating even before we start the course. We start the training. We start the tutorial. Collaboration is first. Making sure that everybody communicates very well, and even in our team, that's why some people will tell me, Mr. Charles, lock this team. I will start laughing because they do not understand the way I operate. As a matter of fact, I love people giving feedback. I love people talking. So that way I understand their mindset. I understand their need. I understand how to manage them. But when people are not talking, you are the only person talking. How do you measure the impact of whatever you are doing with them? If you are a project manager, you are the only one. You become so autocratic. You come and talk. Nobody talks back. You are not a good project manager. And that is not what Agile is promoting. Agile promotes where everybody will be free to talk. So talk the way you want. But if you are a smart guy, you should know that you shouldn't come and be embarrassing yourself because you have freedom of to start talking off point and making us demeaning yourself within the team. But there is need for openness in it. So, and that is where the collaboration comes. So, team works closely together throughout the project life cycle, sharing knowledge, insights, responsibilities to deliver high quality outcome. How do you do that without collaboration? Another key principle is customer collaboration. Like I told you, that customers, they are the king. You know, Agile methodologies prioritize customer satisfaction by involving stakeholders, end users, or through customer in the project development process. Okay, like now, you see, I've just told you people we are planning, or we've introduced another services within our platform called Academy. Yeah, we're already making research to get the best within the market, between the market trend, that we shape these children to be the best among the best. But we are not going to come and start imposing it. This is the way. We still want to, understand with the parents. We still need to talk with them before we start. We still need to understand, the affordability of the whatever we are doing. Because if you develop a product where, oh yes, your product is top notch, is the best in the whole world, but nobody can afford it. So what is it for? Nobody can afford it. So there is need for that kind of, harmony, collaborating with customers, gathering their feedback, on listening to them. And that is why we always, if you check before we start this bootcamp, I had an open evening from you people before we start. That open evening is to tell you about this product and try to gather feedback. Some of the feedback can help us tweak the program, understanding, maybe timing. Some people might want this to be delivered in the evening. Some people might want it delivered in the morning. We came to this period of time because out of so many collaboration we've had with our students in the past, and we find out that most of them are people that are doing career engineering. They're already working, but they are not satisfied where they are. They want a new role in tech, a new career path. They cannot give up their job because they want to. How will they survive? How will they pay their bills? So that's the need to collaborate. At the end of the day, we agree that this time is the best period. And everybody has been happy, So if you come and you say you don't want it, you want it within the day, and we weigh those who want within the day and those who want within the evening, we always try to, that is what we call democracy. The majority will always win. And when that doesn't mean we are ignoring, because everybody cannot say yes in some areas, no matter what. So that is what they mean, collaborating with customers. Regular stakeholder feedback and user involvement help ensure that the project delivers value and meets customer needs effectively. Adaptive planning. Agile embrace change and uncertainty, recognizing that project requirements and priority may evolve over time. And when we are doing this, I always tell you people that change, even if you are capturing a change, yes, we know in waterfall is a bit rigid, that you have to pass through serious scrutiny, but waterfall still accepts change. They welcome change, but it's not as flexible as Agile approach. Agile understand that customer, our taste these days is something else. Customers' taste when it comes to technology is out of this world. So if you're developing a product, most of the products we develop today are within technology. If you're developing a product for customers, you must always carry them along to see when their tastes are changing. If you find out that they are no longer, their appetite for your product has gone or decreasing, you have to change, you have to customize, you have to adapt, you have to, flexible to make sure you are meeting their taste. Or when you come out to the market and they don't need your product again, what will happen? You take your product back. So that's why we have to keep adapting to market environment, being flexible, and these are what we have to continue to do. In today's, let me give you one example in what is happening that so many of us do not understand. If you go to so many restaurants or hotels, they will ask you the food you want, and you tell them what you want, and they'll start preparing it. That will help them to reduce waste. They don't have to come and cook food and wait for customers and say, oh, the customer, what will come the customers, this is not a customer who used to eat this, but tomorrow decide to eat rice. So you must ask customers, try to, and with that, you find that so many of these, they don't waste food again. And that is what we call value stream lean process in a business analysis and project management state. That's lean. Value reduction, waste reduction, and process improvement. You try to reduce waste. So you have to be adaptive. Recognize the project, recognizing that project requirements and priorities may evolve over time. Evolving means change over time. Agile team adapt and adjust their plans, processes, and deliverables based on feedback and changing circumstances, maximizing project flexibility and responsiveness. In some cases, you see the product owner will cancel the sprint. A sprint that is already done, you see there is no need because the customers don't need it anymore. It will be canceled. So, but it does happen because before such a thing will happen, the team must have known the changing environment. But the point here is that the product owner can cancel a project that is, if that particular project or the product being developed is no longer, is obsolete. We use the word obsolete, meaning that is no longer within the market trend. Okay. Popular framework, like I said, in Agile, there is a popular framework. That framework is what we call Scrum. Scrum is not some people think that Scrum is a project management methodology. Scrum is not a methodology, it's a framework in Agile methodology. And Agile cannot survive. This is the framework. So this is Scrum. Scrum is widely used Agile framework that emphasizes iterative development, self-organizing, cross-functional team, and time-bound sprints or iteration. Scrum defines specific roles, events, and artifacts such as product owners, Scrum Master, sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, and sprint retrospective to facilitate project management and collaboration. So one thing we need to learn in this Agile Scrum or Scrum Agile is their key terms. They have terms that they want their own thing, everything about them to be unique. For instance, you see retrospective. In other project management, this retrospective is what we call lesson learned. But if you come to sprint, in Scrum or Agile, they call it sprint retrospective. And like the Scrum Master is project manager, but here they call it Scrum Master. So these are some of the key terminologies we need to capture very well, because very soon some of us will want to be certified. Before you become certified, you must master all these terminologies and know what they mean, how to use them, master all the events, what they are, and how to use all these events. We start from rules, various rules in Scrum. And some of these rules here, looking at this diagram, we can see this box here is the Scrum. So everybody within the box participates in this Scrum. And this Scrum is the project they are managing. So everybody here are part of the people managing this Agile project. Other people outside the box are external body, and this external body are the stakeholders that we capture requirement from. So they are the business owners. They are end users. End users are customers. And they are domain experts. Domain experts are people who have extensive knowledge about the product that might tell you more about this product. So these are the people that we capture requirement, the requirement called product backlog. And everybody do not go out to capture this requirement within Agile environment. We have one person that does that. And that person that does that is the product owner. Product owner goes around capturing requirement for the team, understanding the need of the product, the business owner. The business owner here is the project sponsor. They are the business owner. You go out understanding what their need and their expectation, just like we stated. And then you go to the customers to understand customers' need and their expectation. You equally talk with the domain experts to understand the product very well, because they have extensive knowledge about this domain. This will help the product owner to arrange the requirements called product backlog. Arrangement means prioritizing them in the order of importance. And once that is done, the team here will take over. So here we have the big man here, the servant leader here, and the person is called Scrum Master. Like I said, you don't call them project manager. We call them Scrum Master. They are very humble. They are very knowledgeable about this Agile environment and Scrum. They can teach every other person here. If you don't have good knowledge about Agile, this is the duty of this person, Scrum Master, to coach. We call him, at times we call him Agile coach, to coach everybody on how to work within Agile environment, even the product owner. If the product owner becomes confused about anything within the Agile, the product owner goes to Scrum Master. So the product owner here owns the product. That's why he called the product owner. He decides what happens within the requirements. So that's why he got the power to even cancel a sprint, an ongoing project. He can call it off. The Stakeholders here do not have such rights over the product to come and tell the team this project is suspended, or this sprint is suspended, or is cancelled. No, you can't come to the team. So this particular person here and shield this team from stakeholders. See, anything you want from the team, these are the team, development team, these are the people that turning these requirements into a software. And anything you want from this stakeholder cannot bypass this person and come to this person. So you must go through the product owner to talk to the team. So this is the development team. Today is no longer called development team. We will now call them developers. So these developers comprises of this, we call it dev, but this dev we call, they are programmers. All these dev, we call them developer. People become confused because they are claiming to become, but their proper name is programmers. There are different types of programmers here. And this is QA, quality assurance person or tester. If this tester is not here, the business analyst can always do the test. Then we have the business analyst. The business analyst here work with this product owner to create user stories, acceptance criteria, refine it. The business analyst is very technical as well. If there is no product owner, in so many cases, the business analyst, if company want to save money, they will convert this business analyst to product owner. The business analyst will be doing the work of a product owner and be equally working as a business analyst, supporting developers here, refining the product backlog, because the business analyst should be knowledgeable to understand the requirements, backlog, and refine it with the developers. So these are the developers. And then we have a solution architect. So we can have as many people within the team depending on the nature of project. But this solution architect can equally be called a business analyst. In some cases, we can have it. In some cases, we might not need it. So these QA and these architects here, if they are not available, business analyst does their job very well. So that is the what this diagram represents in terms of Scrum framework. Okay, the Scrum Master here, this is the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master foster communication, creating channel and translating lingo, protecting the team, act as a buffer for disruptive PM and management, tool maintenance. The Scrum Master, so many of them have good knowledge to maintain basic maintenance of what is going on in Jira. Jira is where most of the time the software we are going to be using during agile environment is no longer Jira. We have another called DevOps. Azure DevOps, we can equally use it to manage Scrum. Then reporting, the Scrum Master does the reporting as well, creating burn-down chart, velocity, etc. Conducting various meetings. There's a lot of meetings in Agile, in Scrum. Number one is daily stand-up. This daily stand-up is every day. We have a sprint retros, sprint planning, sprint review, and so many of them. Scrum Master equally does coaching, one-on-one, like we stated that already, one-on-one at the organizational level. So he coaches everybody, both the team and the people in the organization can teach the stakeholders in the organization how to, use, because so many people in the organization do not understand what even Scrum is. You know, I had a meeting with top people in an organization, and one of them is the director's, you know, the CEO's daughter, and she's been doing a lot of work at the board level, but she didn't understand what Scrum is or what the Scrum Master is in our meeting. So such people need to be, you know, coached on one-on-one by a Scrum Master to understand how this works. Then he supports team support, settling disagreements to coffee runs and removing blockers. Act as a superhero as well. Any kind of blocker, you are the Scrum Master, you come and bulldoze all the challenges. So that is, you are a superhero. It does everything. You make sure that the team keeps, you know, firing and keep achieving. So that is your work as a Scrum Master. But you do this as a servant leader. So that is the difference between you, Scrum Master, and a project manager. So in here you see the project manager, in so many cases, project manager will be telling you, do this, do that. But the Scrum Master will be telling you, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do for you? Scrum Master want to make things go on. Everything is working, you know, being a superhero, being so, in some cases, it doesn't work that way, but, you know, based the word they preach, you find out that some Scrum Masters, they are not as humble as the Agile is requesting them, Agile preach. But this is what the Scrum said about Scrum Masters. So then we have product owner. The product owner manages the backlog. We already talked about that. You know, he decides what item to be consumed, what goes to the sprint and what not goes. They prioritize them based on the expectation of the stakeholders. So here they manage stakeholder management. They are the people that have to talk with the stakeholders, understand the stakeholders' need and expectation, and they decide when all these softwares we have been producing or all these features we have been producing, when they are going to be released. So that is it. We decide when they are going to be released. Like, for instance, let me take us to our products. This particular product called Digitech Ed. Here, this is our product. I'm the product manager. I'm the product owner of this particular product. And I decide when we release some features of this, when we are ready to use it and things like that. If you have been following this very well, you will notice that we do not have this cost bundle before. And we do not have this fine tutor before. It was released this week. This one, we released this one last week. And this week, we released this one again in preparation of this academy. And now, if you come here, you can click on this course bundle. You find out that this course bundle, you can weave 3 courses into a particular, you know, course. They become one. And you see this project management. Project management is a course of its own, and business analysis is a course of its own, but we lump them two and be doing them together. And going forward, we can break them into distinct courses. If we choose again, we can be offer them in terms of bundle. So we can decide to, but they are supposed to be different courses on their own, you know. So like you can see these projects, startup management consultants. You see different courses that can make up this. So if you come to this Junior Academy, you can see these are the different courses. You can see Introduction to IT. You can so different courses or different subjects, you can bring them, weave them together into this course bundle. With that, it's going to be easy to see maybe somebody is doing 4 subjects, weave them together. But we understand that some parents, we've already spoken, prefer personalized teaching. And what we want is that in a course bundle like this is going to be a class where we can have up to maybe 10 children in one class. We teach them this together. Please, somebody is
That is what, Uncle.
somebody is disrupting the class. So we can weave them together in a class, but to find out that some people, some parents want personalized teaching. They don't want their children to share class with anybody. They want their children to be given the highest attention possible. That's called personalized teaching. In a situation like that, we can find a tutor, where a tutor will come here and find tutors that are available. Availability of a tutor. You as a teacher, you come create your courses where parents will come and select the subject they want for their children. And you see here, these are available schedules. This can be, we are still bringing in, we are still enrolling our teachers, so you can't see them here. But once we finish, you will see all the teachers we have here. So that when you come, the teacher, you can see.
Uzamaka, please mute.
Mrs. Okoli, Uzamako Okoli, please mute yourself. Okay. So, and if, for instance, you come here, if you click here, you see the availability of this, and you see here, you see availability. A teacher will tell you when they will be available, either Friday, Monday. You see a teacher's availability here. They will start from there. You should be able to select a teacher availability based on what you yourself want. And you come over here, you see all the availability. So that's how this will be working. And when they create the availability, they will create like this one. You see the grammar. This grammar is between the hour of 5 to 6 in the evening, and the course fee here, grammar, can be say 5,000. Is this is just a demo. We've not everything here is demo, is not the real price, or is not the real estate until we finish onboarding the teachers. And so, but this is it. Like here, you click here, you see the price here for. So the point I'm making here is that this is what a product owner should do. So before this particular features are not available, but the product owner decide when they are going to be released. So we have other these things we've developed that we've not been released here. It's pending when we are going to release them, and once we come here, you are going to see them. That is what some of the duties of a product owner. They keep deciding when a particular feature need to be released, and this is what we call release management. So everything belongs to the product owner. Decide when a feature need to appear or when it not need to appear, when decide when to talk to stakeholders, understand stakeholders, manage. That is their job. And then we have developers here. Developers here are, we said already, they are cross-functional team. You see here we have it's not one person here. We can have a developer, we have business analysts, we have programmer, we have QA, and we call them, it used to be called development team, but after recent Scrum review, it's now called, they just call them developers. So they do self-organizing, they design, they develop, US testing, and delivery. That is their job. And then from the beginning, we already look at Scrum process. You know, this is the process. From the process here, you see the input from end users, customers, team, and stakeholders, down to product owner. And product owner prioritize the requirements into backlog. You can see here, the backlog is their features. So, and then from this backlog, the team here will select what they do into this place. And from this place, they move the work into, after planning, this is what we call sprint planning. They plan, during the planning, they have to do what we call refinement, making sure that everybody within the team will understand all the work they are going to do, all the user stories, acceptance criteria, they are going to understand them. When everybody are clear, everybody is on the same page about the requirement they are selecting, they are going to work on, then it's no longer called product backlog, because it's now under the sprint. It's called sprint backlog. From sprint backlog, they'll select the amount of period they need to work on, either between 1 to 4 weeks. And within this period, they'll make sure that they deliver the item they selected. And within this period of time, they will be having meetings called daily scrum or daily stand-up. And after daily stand-up, we already know what daily stand-up, when the team come together to inspect and adapt. During that process, every team member needs to talk about what they've done the previous day, what they are doing that particular day, and challenges they're having. If you have challenge, the Scrum Master, who is overseeing every activity here, will try to resolve challenges of the team. And within this period of time, the team will make out a day or two or some time to refine products they are going to work on. Immediately they finish this one they are working on. That is where this product refinement comes in. See, refinement, product refinement. As they are working on the one here, they are still refining item they are going to work on. And even the one they are working on, if there is ambiguity, they still have to do some refinement, making sure everybody do understand. And by the end of the sprint, maybe 2 weeks, they finish, they come to the stakeholders and do what we call sprint review. Review is when they do the testing and do whatever they need to do, and then they deploy. Once that is done, although the deployment will be decided by the product owner. So once they finish review, they will leave it wherever it's supposed to be, waiting for deployment. And after that, they come and have their retrospective. I've told you guys that retrospective is lesson learned meeting to see what they should have done well and what they should have done better, how they would have done things differently, and learn from their mistakes, and then move on, come back to start another. Is a cycle. So that is it. And you continue on and on and on till there is no more work in the backlog for them to do. But you find out that there is always work in the backlog. So that is the process. This is the simple process we'll pass through every day or all the time we're working in Agile environment. So it's something you are going to be doing every day when you get a job, and you guys are working in Agile environment. And then we have events. We'll talk about our event. Some of the events we have here is sprint planning. We have a sprint planning. We have daily scrum. We have a sprint review. We have a sprint retrospective. These are various events we have in sprint. And sprint planning, during sprint planning, the team selects items from product backlog and work on the product backlog, and then turn it into sprint, what we call sprint backlog. From product backlog to sprint backlog. And from there, we have what we call sprint goal. We have forecast and sprint. Yeah, we have sprint goal, forecast, and then sprint backlog. Then we have daily scrum. Daily scrum, we already talked about, is an event. All these things are called events. That is the name they are using. So everything is an event. All these things, planning, all the meeting, they are events. That's what the Agile calls them. Daily scrum is daily activity. They do it on daily basis to, we already know what daily scrum is, where the team comes together to inspect and adapt. And then sprint review, this is another event. And the adaptation is product backlog. And then we have sprint retrospective, and adaptation here is actionable improvement. So, and what they expect here is team collaboration, technology they are using, definition of done. At the end of the day, the adaptation is what are the actions we need to improve? What do we need to improve? That is the main meeting, the main purpose for sprint retrospective, which we call sprint retrospective here is, in another word, it's called lesson learn meeting. And at the end of the day, we have what we compress everything into a small sheet called Scrum cheat sheet. Just give me a moment. Sorry, guys, I just have to plug my laptop. Okay. We have Scrum cheat sheet. In this Scrum cheat sheet, we'll try to compress everything about Scrum or Agile project management into one sheet, so that everything you want to know, everything about Agile is compressed into this sheet. So with this sheet, it covers everything we've done. And we do that starting from Agile value. This gives you the 4 values of Agile. We come here, we have 12 principles of Agile. We come here, we have 4 Scrum rules. We come here, we have 5 Scrum events. Everything, that is all you need to know. All you need to know about Agile project management. So, under the 4 Agile values, here we have the values here is individual and interaction over processes and goals. So Agile is preaching interaction. Team members need to interact more over processes and tools. That is what they are preaching. And then here we have working software. So Agile is preaching that it's better to have a working software over comprehensive documentation. So all this is a way they are criticizing waterfall approach. Waterfall believes in comprehensive documentation, but after comprehensive documentation and the software we are developing is not working, for them it doesn't make sense. So it means that working software is better than comprehensive documentation. They said again, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. They said here, you have to collaborate with your customers than chasing contract or negotiating contracts. Another one here is responding to change. These are their core, all these are 4 core values. Responding to change over following a plan. In waterfall approach, waterfall is preaching this is the plan. You must follow your plan sequentially, and that is the way it should be. But Agile is telling that when there is a change, it's better to respond to the market change than following a plan. At times, waterfall, they will know that the change, there is a change in the market, but they say this is the plan. Until somebody has to come and do something, follow the due process, the bottle, all this bureaucracy that is involved in waterfall approach. Agile do not like it. When there is a change, the product owner can just respond to change or even call off the project. Or even, when there is an obsolete, the product becomes obsolete. You just have to cancel. That is what Agile is preaching, and that's the 4 principles of Agile. Then we'll come to 4 values of Agile. We'll have 12 principles of Agile. The first principle is satisfy the customer. That is the highest priority, is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable solution. Then the second principle is welcome changing requirement, even late in development. Agile process harness changes for the customer's competitive advantage. So they are preaching about welcoming of changes, satisfying of customer. And number 3 is deliver working solution frequently. That's what the market requires. Just keep delivering solution frequently. Working solution from a couple of weeks to a couple of to a month, with a preference to the shorter time scale. So you must regularly deliver solution within 1 to 4 weeks. And number 4 here is working together as a team. Business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. So that is collaboration, collaborating with stakeholders and the customers. And number 5 is build projects around motivated individuals. Give them the environment and support they need, and trust them to get the job done. So that is working with a cross-functional team. All you need to do is support them, deliver, give them all the support. They are preaching here that stakeholders should not go to the development team to start disturbing them, do this and that. Just trust them and allow them to do their job. And that's why stakeholders, they don't go start talking to the developers when they are doing their job. That is a distraction, according to Agile. If you want anything, you go through the product owner. Number 6 is the most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within a development team is face-to-face conversation. So it means the team must have a regular one face-to-face conversation, collaboration. Team, that's what they promote in daily stand-up. Even if the team are working remotely, they are having a meeting, everybody must put on their camera. That is face-to-face. You must see people you are working with on daily. That is the way to bond. If there is no bonding in a project, it's very, very difficult for that project to move very well. And the only way to bond very well is to collaborate face-to-face. And that's why we are preaching these outdoor activities. Although all of us are working remotely, but we must make our time as a team to meet, one on face-to-face, bond as a team, and this is what Agile is preaching. Then number 7 is working solutions are the primary measure of progress. Whatever you are doing, the solution you are must work. It must be a measure. The solution is working. Agile process promotes sustainable development. The sponsors, developers, and users should be able to maintain a consistent pace indefinitely. So if you people have decided to work on 2 weeks, maintain that 2 weeks. Not when you work 1 week today, tomorrow you say, no, the team need to work on 2 weeks, and today, no, sustainable development, that is consistency. If the team decided to work on 2-week sprints, you have to continue on that 2-week sprint. Continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhance agility. Technical excellence. So you guys must be technically sound. And that's why we have cross-functional team from the different areas coming together to harness their different technological role, because we see people coming from different, like developers, different programmers. So these are different people, technical people coming together to harness their potential. And in Agile, when these people come together and harness it very well, it enhances agility. And then simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done is. So what I mean here is simplicity is that when we are writing user stories, everything we do must be very simple. In Agile, we'll create ambiguity, we'll create long grammar. It must be simple. Everything, if we're writing a user story and it becomes like 3 statements, you have to break it down into 2. It must be very short and simple. And that's what everybody must understand. Agile do not require or don't want ambiguity. Everything must be simple. You must use the language everybody must understand. And another one is self-organizing. The best architecture requirement and design emerges from self-organizing team. This team must be self-organized. They should not be interfered by stakeholders trying to tell them what they do. Just tell them your requirement. This is what you want, and allow them to organize themselves to deliver that value to you. At a regular interval, the team should reflect on how to become more effective and turn and adjust its behavior accordingly. And this is talking about, number 12 is talking about retrospective, where the team need to inspect the house, try to adapt and become better. And then we have rules here in Agile. All these rules here, we've already defined them. We can see it as a team here. Everybody is one. That is what I mean, that Scrum team is one. Everybody's working in Scrum. When you talk about Scrum, is one, and is a team of 10 or fewer people, including the product owner and the Scrum master and the developer. So this, a team of 10 people is regarded as one body, a team. They work as a team. We don't work as individuals. And that's why they regard them here when we talk about rules. Scrum team is number 1. That is team building. Then here we have product owners. You know, we already talked about product owners, a single decision maker who is responsible for prioritizing the backlog and maximizing the value delivered to the Scrum team. So, like, a single decision maker because he owns the product backlog. We have developers, cross-functional team of 3 to 9 people who plan, adapt, hold each other's to accountable, and delivers a usable increment. Here they are all, everybody is accountable for whatever is going on there. There is no, this is their responsibility. They are all, the whole product backlog or the sprint backlog they are working on is everybody's responsibility and is everybody's accountability. There is no you are this or you are that. It's one body called developers. They are just a team called developers. And then the last but not the least here is the Scrum Master, a true leader who serves, coaches, and support the Scrum team. He support the Scrum team, support the product owner, and support the organization to adapt Scrum as defined in the Scrum Guide. So everything the Scrum Master is doing is to make sure that everybody understands the Scrum, follow the guide, the rule of the Scrum as stated in the Scrum Guide. And then we'll come to the Scrum events. We'll talk about this event. Here we have the sprint. These are all the events. We have sprint planning. We have daily Scrum, or you can call it daily stand-up. We have a sprint review. And then we'll have a retrospective. We have a sprint retrospective. Within the sprint, the purpose is the sprint is to fix a length event up to a month. Like say, it cannot be more than 1 month, and it's just it cannot be more than 1 month, and it cannot be less than 1 week. So it's have to be between 1 week and 1 month. That is the time frame, and within that, they have to complete a set of requirements they selected. That is, turn the idea into value. That is the main thing, turning the idea into value. That requirement is an idea, and they have to turn it into value. So at the end of the day, whatever they do, for instance, if you look at this, this particular product, the product here is Google. The product we are using here is called Google Doc. And this is the Epic. And from this Epic, these are what we call features. All these small features. These are product backlogs, part of the product backlogs. And by the time after writing this as a requirement, the developers need to turn this idea into a value. You can see now they are all values. They provide value because if you click on this, this will provide value for you. Everything here provides value. And that is how all these things, you must turn ideas into value. So all the things you have written into a paper, at this point, you need to turn them into value. Number one is that every sprint should be of the same length. And number two is that as soon as the sprint ends, the next sprint begins. That is what the sprint is talking about. There is no gap when you are working on agile environment. You cannot say, okay, we have finished, let's have like 3 days break and then we'll come back. No. As long as you are working on agile environments, if the sprint ends this Friday, another sprint starts on Monday. That's how we continue. So, and it have to be the same length. If the team decided to work on 2-week sprints, you continue to work on 2-week sprints. And the sprint is a container for all the other Scrum events. So everything that happened in the Scrum revolves around this sprint, this period of time that the team need to work and deliver value. Everything will be revolving around this sprint. That is the container. Everybody needs to work around this container, and that is all about Scrum. Then sprint planning. The purpose is to understand why the sprint is valuable. What prioritized items the team need to work on, and how the team need to complete the work. So you have to plan to understand the value, understand the prioritization, how important they are to the stakeholders, and how do we go about delivering this, completing this work. We have to understand from the beginning how we can complete this work before we have to start. And everybody must understand how valuable these and how important these are to the stakeholder before we start. That is what we need to get within the sprint planning. And here, number one here says, Scrum team is responsible for planning each backlog item and taking on realistic amount of work based on their capacity and performance. Everybody, you don't assign work. If you look at what we've been doing in Waterfall, we'll be using the project manager assign, like in Freight Camp, you see project manager assigning, or the team lead assigning work to team members. In Scrum, you do not assign work to anybody. The team, the project, the development team or the developers, everybody works on their capacity. We have trust. Before you are recruited into that team, everybody have trusted your capacity. And everybody work transparently. So that is the way it is. You pick what you think you can do and you start doing it. The Scrum team plans, although this, in so many cases, it doesn't happen in reality, I have to be honest with you. The Scrum team plans, they work together with the goal of completing the work together. So it's a together, everything is done together as a team. The sprint goal, selected product backlog items, and the plan for the delivering them is what we call sprint backlog. So everything planned together, both the goal and the item we selected and how to deliver them, is what we call sprint backlog. And then we have daily scrum. The daily scrum, the purpose is to inspect and adapt. Inspect progress towards the sprint goal and coordinate efforts and adapt plan. Everything is just to inspect, are we still on the right track? Are we still have enough? Are we still working on making sure that we can finish this? Are we still within the target of achieving the sprint goal? That is what the team has to be planned. Every day we must ask ourselves this question. What are you doing? What have you done yesterday? Do you have challenge? Are we still on track? So the daily scrum is for the developers to to improve communication and decision making. The format can vary, but the focus is on hitting the sprint goal. Everything boils down on hitting the sprint goal. What means the format here is that we can have distributed team. If we're having distributed team, you can do it remotely. But the important thing is that even when we are doing this remotely, everybody must show their face. If we are not, if we are within the office, we have to, everybody must converge at a certain place every day where we do that. It must be a certain place. The meeting should last not less than 15 minutes. We call it time box. I want you to understand this word time box. They use it a lot. You know, it's just one of their terminologies, time box. And the time box for this daily scrum is called, time box is 15 minutes. You cannot have this daily stand-up or daily scrum for more than 15 minutes. If you're having it for more than 15 minutes, it means that it's no longer daily scrum and it's no longer a scrum that you guys are practicing. It must be done every day and it has to be 15 minutes. And then we'll have sprint review. The purpose is to demonstrate progress, inspire the team results, and get feedback for the future adoption. So this is the time the team have to come together to say, see, this is what we've achieved at this week. We committed this amount of work and we've delivered this. And we'll bring someone to come and test what we've done. So that is what we need to do. And in this sprint review, I have to be honest, and I would say that some people are making mistakes. Some people will come, I've seen where the team will come and start showing slides in terms of review, showing, you do not show slide here. What you do the actual demo. For instance, if you have in this particular Google Doc I'm using, if the team have come here and added a feature called download. You see here, download here. You see, this is what the team added to this particular product. And if you look at download, you see so many other user stories. These are all of them are user stories. Different ways you can make download. You can download in Microsoft Word, Open Document, and this. You have to try to make sure that they are downloading in various things. So you can click on this and make sure that once you click on it, that is testing, user acceptance testing. That is what you do during the review. You click on it, it downloads. You click on this, You must click on all of them to see that if you click on this and it doesn't download, then it means there is a bug and it cannot be accepted. Although before you people come here, you must have tested this thoroughly before bringing it to the stakeholder. So that is what we do during sprint review. You do test the actual product. Whatever small feature you've added, you must test it and see that it's working to show the stakeholder that it's working. You do not come here and start showing the stakeholders slide, PowerPoint slide on how this are. That is not it. So here is number one, get the Scrum team. The Scrum team should show actual working results from the user perspective. Don't show line of code or PowerPoint. You see it here. Get organized. Start on time and be succinct. Plan for 4 to 5 minutes the completed backlog item and leave time for engagement with stakeholders. So before this, you must have created a test plan that the users are going to use to do the testing. It's part of what we are going to do in business analysis. And then after all the testing, expect feedback from the stakeholders. The stakeholders must have to give their feedback that the team need to work on. So that is the purpose of sprint review. You demo what you've done and then you wait for the stakeholders to give their feedback. Then you have retrospective. The purpose is to allow the Scrum team to pause, reflect, and plan ways to improve team quality and effectiveness. One, retrospective are for the Scrum team, and the team decide who should attend. So because it's for the team to inspect the team for improvements, if there is need for team to invite a consultant or somebody who can come and talk to the team to help the team improve, there is need. You can invite someone to come. The Scrum Master can invite, if the team they need a professional to talk to but they decide who comes in. Nobody comes in for this meeting. It's for the Scrum team alone, not for any other person. So they decide who comes in. Stakeholders cannot come into this meeting. Even the project sponsor, you cannot come into this meeting. In this meeting, there is no blaming or complaining. Assume that everybody did the best and they could under the circumstances. So if you are not coming there, that is why it's very good, because everybody need to pour their heart, and after everything, you don't need to blame anybody. You know, everybody, the main purpose is for everybody. If there is conflict, it has to be resolved constructively by the Scrum Master without having to blame A or B or point finger. We couldn't deliver. You see what the stakeholders, the review, the feedback from the stakeholder. We had a bad feedback from the stakeholder. It's all your fault. When I ask you to submit this, you refuse to do. You don't do that. It's no time for complaining. It's no time for pointing finger. It's time to understand what went wrong and find a way to improve. And trying to improve, you must use root cause analysis to go down to find whatever is wrong. You must go beneath the surface if there is an issue, to dig it out and clean everything and make sure that everything is sorted out before you can start another sprint. So this is a cheat sheet that helps us compress everything. Once you got everything here, that's it. So, but it does not end here. I expect you to go and read what we call Scrum Guide. Everybody have to read Scrum Guide. So, and we have another framework called Kanban, but it's not easily really used. Kanban is a board which we can combine Kanban and this Scrum. In most cases, we combine Kanban and Scrum. So Kanban is an agile methodology that focuses, if for some of us that have been using Trello, mainly Trello is all about Kanban, using visualization to manage projects. The focus on visualizing workflow, limiting work in progress, and continuous delivery. Kanban uses Kanban board with column representing different stages of work and card representing individual tasks or user stories, allowing team to visualize work and identify bottleneck and optimize workflow. This is in most cases we use Kanban in let's see if I can open this. Okay. In this this is a product this is a work we just finished somehow. So this is what we call Kanban. So we can combine, this is Jira, we can call, this is board. If you see this board here, so you see this is board, different to do, in progress, done. So this is, once you put items here, we see all these items will appear in this board. We'll start visualizing these items within this board. So this is what we call Kanban board, or what we call Kanban. And from Kanban, we have Kanban board. But we can combine this Kanban and use it within the Scrum. You see, within Scrum, we use Kanban. And that's why Kanban is not so popular, because we can't use Kanban on our own. For instance, you see this backlog here. This is what, just by the time we get to business analysis, we are going to have a thorough listing on this. So if we want to plan, these are backlogs. These are what we call product backlogs. It has been prioritized. And if we want to plan a Scrum, to plan a sprint, this is what in Jira, this is what we call sprint environment. All these sprint environment. So if I'm planning to start a sprint, another sprint with my team, all we need to do is select item here, we add item here into this. Hope it's going to. So you see, I'm now adding item to the environment, and I'll add all these items. You see, I'm dragging and dropping. All these 4 items here, I'll add it in this environment. And you see, this is the sprint environment. I've moved all these items from product backlogs here, from product backlog into sprint environment where we plan. And by the time we have finished planning on this, having a meeting, making sure that everybody understands all this, what we need to do is to come here. It's going to take time. It's just to show you people briefly how this works. You come over here and start. if you during the planning, we'll make sure that all this work item is well refined. Well refined, it means that you click on this here, you need to, here you see this work items, most of them here is not well refined. You come over here, they don't have story points. You add story points. In business analysis, you understand all this. For instance, say add story point, 5 story points to this, and then I'll come over this one again, and I'll add another story point to this. The team will decide, the developers will decide the story point. The story point is the amount of time or how to decide how complex a particular requirement is. I'll give this another story point. So the story points should be between, you can choose any number, the team can choose, but the list number is the easiest, and the higher number is the most complex. For instance, if we are using from 1 to 10 story points, it means that 1 is the easiest and 10 is the most complex. So that is the story point, and that is how we continue to do this. I'll add another story points here and call it 7. No, it's not the story point, it's so this is what we call story point. This is not a story point. I just add story point, and so it can be fast. Actually, this I'm doing here is what we're supposed to do in business analysis also, but let's just show us how this works briefly, because we're still going to do it in business analysis. So you see, this is how we plan. During the planning, we'll try to understand how complex every work item is by giving them story points. At the end of the day, we understand the amount of work we have committed. You can see here we have 28 story points, and everybody is happy. Everybody have refined this and agreed that all these work items, their strength and complexity is based on these story points. And then we'll come over here and click sprint start, and the sprint will start. We decide how many, the duration. We can say 2 weeks duration. You see here 1 week, 2 weeks, 3. So it cannot be more than 1 week. It cannot be more than 4 weeks, and it cannot be less than 1 week. So let's choose 2 weeks. And once you choose 2 weeks, automatically you show the start and the end date. And here you must state the goal. And let's say the goal here is to implement D365 ERP. We can say Dynamics 365 ERP. That is the goal to implement this, and we click start. So now we've started. We say, well done. The sprint has started. So the point here is, this is now, you see all this board here to do start done. These are the Kanban board showing visual. It helps you to visualize the work. You see the work here. As you're working, you drag items to the board. You finish this one. Once you finish, you say done. You drag this one. You come over here. Whoever is working this item, you will finish. You come over here. You say come. And that is, these are visualization. It's what we call Kanban. This board here is what we call Kanban. And at the end of the day, we finish here everything. Let's say we finish this work within 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, as we are doing this, we are from to do to in progress to done. See, we'll finish all this thing. This will happen within a period of 2 weeks or even more. Once all the items here we are finished, then we come over here and then complete. And by the time we're completing, this item are going to be ready for work, ready for to be presented before the stakeholders. And that is what we do. We click here and complete. Once you click complete, you show that here you see complete sprint 2. That's how to complete. And once that is done, we've completed. And if you come here, you see that all the items we have in the board is gone. We don't have any more work here. And during the testing or during the review, we use what we call this our backlog. This our backlog here. That is where we have all the items here. And as we are testing the software, we are recording whatever we are testing in the back. This thing, I hope this thing load fast. It's not loading, but what I wanted to show you guys is the test cases, test plan we wanted to use. Because these are the main things we're going to capture in business analysis. I'm just preempting some of the activities in business analysis. As it's not opening, let's continue. So what made me to go there is for you to see this Kanban, all this Kanban board. You see here, talk about Kanban board. That is what you saw is that Kanban board. We can use Kanban board. This Kanban can be combined with Scrum together to do whatever we want to do. So that's what happened. Is really we see, although in Trello is only Kanban. They use only Kanban, and that is why it's not so officially accepted. But they made it in such a way that whoever wants to use only Trello, it's up to you. You can use Trello and do your work. It's only Kanban. I think I don't have Trello here again. I used to have it open here, but that is it. And the benefit of Kanban here is flexibility. Not Kanban, Agile methodology here is flexibility and adaptability to change, early and frequent delivery of valuable product increment, enhances collaboration and communication among team members and stakeholders, and improve transparency, visibility, and stakeholder engagement. And is greater focus on customer satisfaction and delivery. So these are the key benefits of Agile methodology. So, and challenges in Agile methodologies, we still have challenges, because it's very difficult to adopt. It's difficult because it requires a cultural shift and mindset change within an organization. So many organizations over the years have been working on waterfall environments, and trying to migrate to work on Agile environment is not easy. So that's why you see so many companies, they'll be working, do some of their work in a waterfall environment, and some they will do it in a Agile environment. And that is what we call Agile, a combination of waterfall, though it's not official, but it's just a nickname called Agile. So people decide whatever they want to do. So they can be made, they can combine Agile and waterfall, whichever way. I've seen that happen. And then another challenge is that may not be suitable for projects with fixed requirement or strict regulatory compliance. requires active stakeholders' involvement and commitment to provide timely feedback. Can be challenging to scale agile practice to large or complex projects or organizations. So these are various challenges Agile currently having today. So in conclusion, Agile project methodology offers a flexible and adaptive approach to project management, enabling teams to deliver high quality outcome in dynamic and uncertain environment. By embracing agile principles, practice, organization increase project success rate, improve stakeholder satisfaction, and respond effectively to changing market condition and customer need. So that is agile. You know, it's not going to be possible to finish both waterfall, and so that's when waterfall and Prince 2 will have to do it next time because of time. You know, I don't like long classes because before you know it, people start becoming bored and start sleeping. So we have to make do with what we have today. So the resources we have here, that is your assignment take home for everybody here, is to go to this website called scrum.org. When you go to scrum.org, look for Scrum Guide, download Scrum Guide and finish it up. Scrum Guide, I think, contains up to 20 pages. You have to read all of them from beginning to the end to understand more about this. So if you want to do your Scrum Master exam or whatever, you can equally do that. Let's see scrum.org before we go. Scrum.org. So this is scrum.org. If you want to do your certification, if you want to become a certified Scrum Master, globally recognized, and it does not expire, the Scrum Master certification you get here, all the certification you get from this is globally recognized, and it does not expire. Some of the Scrum, like we have scrum.com, and this, if you go to scrum.com, the certification you receive from scrum.com, I think it lasts for 2 years. After 2 years, you have to go back and renew it. If you don't renew it, then you are no longer a certified Scrum Master. But if you come to this scrum.org, once you become certified, you don't need to renew it, and it does not expire. So these are certifications here we have. So these are various certifications. We have professional Scrum Master, which they have level 1, level 2, level 3. So, and we have professional product owner. We have level 1, level 2, level 3. We have professional leadership, agile leadership. We have professional Scrum developer. We have scale professional Scrum. There are so many of them here. So if you want to enroll, you click on it, come here, you see, go down this level 1, level 2, level 3, come and whichever one you want to enroll, come over here, come down, you see, that's it. If you want to buy, you click on this and it will take you to where you can buy it, and the certification details is here. When I took this exam, when I did my certification, Scrum Master certification, it was only, I think it was $80, or is it up to $80 when I did it? But you can see now it's now $200 per attempt. So that is it. And you have to pass 80% in order to be to pass and become satisfied. The question here is 60 minutes. That is the timing. So you have to answer 80 questions in 60 minutes and score it 5% in order to become a Scrum Master. And it's multi-choice. So, and if you want to do assessment before, that will help you to prepare yourself, multiple questions, you come to practice. This is called Open Scrum. If you click here, it will take you where you can start practicing up to 25, I think up to 25 questions at a go. You should be able to see, once you open it, you generate a 25 question from a pool of all their questions. And it's the real question they use for this exam. So you can, use this to practice if you are really planning to take the exam. But passing and taking the exam, passing does not guarantee that you are going to get a job. What will guarantee you get a job is you understand it. And when you go for interview, you pass the interview. They cannot hire you because you are certified. So that is the simple truth I have to tell you. So that's why I've seen so many people who know Scrum very well, and they don't have they are not certified. So, but it's good to have it. If you have the money, you can see it's costly. You see it here is $200. I know it's a lot of money for a lot of people. Some people is a chicken change. So, and if you want to look for this, where is this Scrum guide? Trying to see where you can get Scrum guide here. Or let's say all resources. So, if you just come and come over here, you type Scrum guide, you should be able to see Scrum guide here somewhere. So you have to download it. Okay, that is it here. That is Scrum guide. Should be. Oh, no. So you can search Scrum guide here. Use this search and search for Scrum guide. Okay, that is it here, the Scrum guide. That's what so this is the Scrum guide here. You see, I've been trying to search for it, but you just here. So that is Scrum guide. If you come here, download and read the Scrum guide. Everybody should get a copy of this. Is it Scrum guide? That is your assignment you need to read. You click here, it's going to be downloaded. And what I need to do here, I'll click this. I'll go to I'll copy this, and I will go to our WhatsApp and post it now. If you go to WhatsApp group, I'm posting it right away, the link to the Scrum guide, where so it's there now for all of you to, you can't say you try to find the link. So that is your assignment. You have to read it up to validate everything I said, if I'm lying about Scrum or not. So, and that is where we're going to stop this night. That's it. We can't cover everything today. Or my purpose is to try to compress this, but you see, I tried, but it's not working. I can't, if I wanted it, I would have missed a lot of things, but they might try to be fast, and I have to just be detailed, but it's okay. And if you have any question, I'm ready to take your question. And I know so many of us it's a bit lengthy this night, tonight's class, but you can't, this is a full project management methodology we created, so you can't expect it to be just so shabby. Okay, yeah, it's 20 pages, which you can finish in one day. So it's not something, we can finish this Scrum Guide in one day. So you can finish it in one day. So if you have question, you ask to have Deborah or John. Because of time, I will take question till 9:20, and then we go. Sorry, I've taken you away from your handling of this night.
Good evening, Mr. Charles. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so please, I wanted to ask. I'm looking at this, the Agile methodology, and I want to ask if you taught us about project documentation, where you have the project charter, the project brief, and all of that. Does it apply here also? Like the
Yeah,
work
most
documentation?
of the things I thought can be applied generically. So, and before you start like project charter can be applied everywhere. That means approval of a project before you can even start using Agile or waterfall. So we have to decide, approve, making sure that that project starts. So what mainly this is in terms of project delivery. This methodology is project delivery, how to deliver the project or execute the project. But the project, some of those like project charter is to authorize that even the project needs to start. We are not even at that point, we are not talking about delivery. So most projects methodologies are for project delivery. But document like project charter is to authorize that a project will even exist before we even talk about the approach we are going to use to deliver the project. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you can see that they are on their own.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mr. Ken Obonna.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for your time. Yeah, I just want to find out in Agile, when there is a change, how do you manage budget and time?
When there is a change in Agile, the budget and time, because you do not have the power as a Scrum Master, is in Agile is the product owner that decide whether there will be a change. That's why I say if you remember, there's time it's a single decision maker. So you, the Scrum Master, you don't have to bother about budget. If the product owner who is the single decision maker, decide there is a change, then the product owner will decide how that will be implemented and what should be affected. So that is it in Agile, but in Waterfall, it doesn't happen that way. So if there is in Waterfall, when there is a change, then there will be you are the project manager, we have to contact the stakeholders to make provision for that change. But in Agile, the project manager here, being Scrum Master, you do not have, all you need to make sure is that you deliver that project within the period as the project progresses. But if there is a change, additional requirements, that additional requirement cannot be inside within that 2 weeks. You can't come and add additional requirements if you are using 2 weeks to deliver a project, to deliver what we call sprint. You cannot add any because it's just a short period of time. But if there is a change, maybe the change here is that they want the project to stop. Then the product owner will take it up from there, decide why it should, because he's a single decision maker when it comes to product backlog or requirements. He doesn't argue it with everybody. So he owns the product, decide what goes in and what goes out.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I can see we don't have any more questions here. And like I said, our assignment, which you can do over this weekend, is to download this Scrum guide. So, and just 3 hours, you finish reading it. It's a very interesting this thing. So if this Agile methodology really interests you, so you have to find out all these things we've discussed. You see them there, and you find out that if you want to progress to take your exams, you've seen the amount there. You can read it up, take it. You can equally show you the practice exam. You can start doing your practice to see how much you can score. And Favor Felix, I see you raising and dropping. So, but it seems I've captured everything you wanted to say. Okay. The time is up. So, while reading Scrum guide, you can, if you encounter areas you feel challenged, you can put it in our chat, and people will start contributing to that, and I will contribute as well. But the plan is that we must have to start business analysis by next week. So nothing will stop us from starting business analysis. So the business analyst here, I hope, because some people are showing that they are interested in business analysis. You cannot be a good business analyst, like I said, without being a good project manager, because you see how everything here is interwoven. Business analysis, project management, you see they're highly mixed up. And that's why I normally want to, capture this together. I've been business analyst, I've been project manager. It's difficult if you to be a good business analyst and you don't know how to manage a project, more especially in agile environment, because you see, you do a lot as a business analyst there as well. most of the things that we're doing there, so many companies, they are just hire business analysts and you do everything the product owner does. Some people, they don't have even product owner. Business analysts will be doing all the work of product owner. You will do the work of quality assurance personnel and a lot. So, all right. Thank you for being part of tonight's class, and see you next week.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Charles, and good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Charles, and good night.
Yeah, good night, people.
Good night, Mr. Charles.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Plenty
Mr.
thanks,
Charles.
Mr. Charles.
Yeah, thank you.